Hey friends, I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I wanted to share some of my morning rituals that help me calm my anxiety. Over the years of struggling with anxiety, I definitely noticed certain patterns and triggers that would increase my anxiety. So I tried to build some habits that counteract those. For me, having a routine or some rituals in the mornings really helps me to stay grounded and prevents me into spiraling into anxious thoughts, which would otherwise leave me feeling drained for the whole day. I know anxiety manifests differently for everyone, so take everything at your own pace and do what feels best. No pressure, no comparison. We're all just here to be inspired by one another. Am I right? So the first thing I do when I wake up is grab my glasses and then I'll turn off my alarm. I'm one of those people that has like 10 different alarms because I can't get up from the first one, and also sometimes I turn the first one off in my sleep. But yeah, anyway, so when I finally get up, I don't really check my social medias. Like, the only thing I do is respond to a couple of messages on Discord here and there. I don't consider Discord a social media because it's literally just me and my friends chatting. I'll occasionally do that, but that's about it. Sometimes I will just look around and wait until I wake up, until my body wakes up. And this day I was feeling a little bit anxious because I was filming this video about anxiety, and literally as I was filming it I could feel my body internally started shaking. So I got up, sat on my bed and took a couple of deep breaths. I know it sounds very cliche, but trust me, when you extend your exhales by twice the amount of your inhales, damn, it works wonders. Right now I do an inhale and count until 4, and then I do an exhale and count until 8. Usually I will just sit there in silence. I take this time to be with myself, and usually I don't really have a lot of thoughts in my head yet. Sometimes when I feel my body tensing up, I will knock on my chest, get a little bit of movement and start humming a melody that just comes up in my head. I can't sing, so that's the most I can do. Otherwise I will traumatize myself. No, I'm kidding. Usually do that when I do yoga, but sometimes I like to do this when I sit in silence, and then I'll just really focus on my breath. Another thing that I like to do in the mornings is yoga. I started doing yoga around 2 years ago, and ever since starting it, I could see the significant change in my mental health and also in my physical health. I was never really a person who really liked working out. I used to go to the gym when I was younger and do a lot of cardio and weightlifting. When I was doing all of that, it was always because I wanted to lose weight, and so it was never really fun for me to do any sort of workouts because my ultimate goal was to lose weight. But with yoga, my goal is really to just connect with myself and my body, get to know myself a little bit better and be more present and practice more mindfulness. I'm still a beginner at yoga. I never went to a yoga class, which I definitely want to do in the future when COVID gets better, hopefully. But yeah, for now, I'm just watching yoga flows on YouTube and doing that in real life on my mat. I think everyone who interacts with me knows how much I like yoga and how much I would recommend you start doing it. It doesn't even have to be intimidating at all. You don't have to do all these crazy poses. I don't know how to do these either. Just start very small, like a few stretches a day really do make a difference. Also, taking this time to connect with my body and my breath really helps me shut off all these thoughts in the morning. When you do yoga, the only thing you have to focus on is your breath, and so there's really no space for all these other thoughts. For me in the beginning, it was very difficult to shut off all these thoughts, just be by myself, because I used to listen to music, but eventually I got used to it and I stopped listening to music and I was fully focusing on my breath. It's like a sort of meditation where you see a certain thought pop up and you notice it, but you choose to not put more energy into that thought, and then so this thought or emotion just fades away. It's really that amazing. I I honestly don't know how else to describe it. Another thing that I love to do is listening to podcasts, very calming and inspiring podcasts in the morning especially. This one from Hindsight is one of my favorites. I will listen to this while getting ready, and no matter what day it is, I will always do my skincare and my makeup and just get ready for the day. It really helps me to just draw a line between sleep mode and awake mode. Getting ready physically also prepares me mentally to get ready for that day, if that makes sense. This is one thing that I will never skip, doing my skincare and at least my eyebrows. With every step of my morning rituals, I really focus on the thing that I'm doing right now. As I said, I try to not overthink certain thoughts that pop up into my head. For example, now I'm applying my cream, giving myself a little massage. When I draw on my eyebrows, I'm like, what shape do I want them today? And then I think about the lines, how do I connect them, which stroke I want to use, doing an upright stroke or a horizontal stroke. I think about these things and try to really be present and not worry about what is ahead, because that can wait. Also, if you know me, you know that I love wearing my sunscreen, and if you're someone who doesn't wear sunscreen, please start doing so because it helps your skin a lot. You want to protect your skin from UV light, and I will also wear sunscreen when I'm at home. Another thing that I like to do on some mornings is to just chill in my bed and journal. I have this journal that I write everything in and I dump all my thoughts into it. I don't do this every morning because sometimes I wake up and I don't have time because I have work, but on the weekends I will try to journal and just write all my thoughts into this book. For me, it feels very releasing to do so because I feel like the worries are onto the paper now and not in my head anymore, if that makes sense. And I love listening to music while doing so, just jamming and vibing, just being in my own zone in the morning, creating a very safe space for myself. And sometimes I will also do a little reading for myself. I usually would draw one of my tarot cards or two, depends on how many fall out of the deck while I'm mixing through the cards, and then I will look up the meaning and try to see what my spirit guides, ancestors, and the universe is telling me for that day. I know it sounds very spooky, but I don't know, I believe in that kind of stuff, and it's just really nice to take a moment to connect with your spirit guides and ask them for advice for that day and help you set your intention. And I will also write down what card I got in my journal and write down the certain explanation, write down my intention, what I think the message would be, and just admire the beautiful cards as well. I love looking at them. They're so pretty. It is not only important to nourish your mind in the morning, but it's also important to nourish your body. So that's why I love to take my time to do a nice breakfast. It doesn't have to be too fancy, it really depends on the day. I usually have a yogurt bowl. Here I'm using low-fat Greek yogurt, a little bit of my chia pudding that I put in the fridge last night so I can digest the chia seeds better, bananas, frozen berries, and I also use a little bit of my leftover muesli. It's a really nice and nourishing breakfast, and I just love doing that. I also made myself a nice coffee this morning with almond milk, which has been my favorite recently. I usually always drank oat milk, but for some reason I've been liking almond milk a little bit more these days. I really take my time to eat my breakfast. It depends on the mornings, obviously. If I have work, then I usually eat while working, but Today was a weekend day, so I had some time to relax. So I was watching this video. Also, sometimes, I don't know if that's weird, I kind of remind myself of a German grandma, the ones that always look out the window and stalk people. But sometimes I just like to look at people walking on the park or like on the street, and it's so interesting to just look at people. No? I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird, but I just like doing that. Whenever I eat, I try to not distract myself too much with the videos, because otherwise I will just not enjoy the food as much. I think it's better for me to focus more on the food, to appreciate it more. I will usually sit here for some time until I finished my video that I was watching, or this day I also started watching another video. I don't know, I just like consuming nice content in the morning. It just makes me so inspired, especially YouTube videos. I love watching other YouTubers, seeing how other people live their life. I think it's very interesting. A lot more interesting than any other Netflix show. I'm sorry to say that, but yeah, that's about it. Hello. I'll say that you shouldn't be intimidated by all the things that I did in this video. Like, obviously I don't do all these things every day, but for me, I feel like having a routine helps you feel accomplished. It's like the small things that you do that like build up, and then you don't feel like a failure. I at least always make sure to always do my skincare and get something nice to eat. The other stuff I don't do every day. All these small rituals help me be more present and be more mindful with my day, so I can have a nice day, whatever that means to me. It doesn't mean that I have to be productive and do 10,000 things. My anxiety stems from me just thinking too much about the future or thinking too much about the past. Like, my mind is just everywhere but in the present, and so I'm trying to shut all these different thoughts off in the morning, at least, so I don't wake up and I don't start my day with all these thoughts. Recognize these thoughts, or like I'm trying to do that, and then put them aside, at least for the morning. And sometimes it works, sometimes it just doesn't, because my mind is too crowded. But if I don't have a great start in the day, I know I'm not gonna do anything for the rest of the day. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. So yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for listening to my thoughts and watching my video. I appreciate you so much. I wish you all the best in your journey, and I see you in my next video. Bye bye, see you soon.